Hello, welcome back. Another live stream today. It's all about running adventures, making adventures. We're going to make an adventure today. We're going to make a cave adventure. We have done this before. This is not the only time we've done it, for sure, but this is going to be a different type of cave. Look, I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to put up a poll. Feel free to take part in that poll. My suggestion is be prepared. I'm going to get you to make the adventure. I'm going to bring along a map so that you've got something to work with. Hello, how are you doing? Okay, how's it going, Fred Huber? How's it going, Nacho man? Both patrons. Anyway, grab some food, some drink, make sure you're comfortable, get ready. We're ready to jump into this pretty shortly. I've just about got everything lined up and ready to go. Hi, welcome to How to RPG. My name is Fred Weller, and today I want to talk about tabletop role-playing games. We're going to make a hollowed out mountain cave, or just a stone cave, or whatever cave you want to call it. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything in particular, but I thought a cave would be fun for today. Something that you can sort of grasp onto, work with, bring a map along, see what you can do with it, and of course, I want you to be part of that process. Now, while I'm doing this, while you're filling in the map, you're probably wondering, where is the map, Fred? Well, the map is pretty much ready to go, and I have reduced the size of our map. One of the things I've realized is that we're biting off too much, and I'm biting off too much, and I'm not getting them finished and up onto Patreon fast enough. So this map has a lot fewer locations. There are only 15 locations marked out on the map. That's quite deliberate on my part. The other thing is, while I'm getting you to do this, I'm going to be presenting information on cave creation and adventures for caves and how you can do that to help hopefully inspire you to do this. But before we start that, we need to do some prompting. We need to give you a clue as to what we're dealing with here. Betty Man's abyss must walk off to the... Fair enough. Okay, so let's get us started. What sort of mountain cave is it? That'll be our first question. What sort of mountain cave is it? But also, more importantly, we need to have a sort of a structure for how we do this. Normally what I do is I get you to decide on the location that you're going to assign information to, and then you put together a basic rundown, nothing more than like a one sentence, two sentences, I suppose 3 sentences, but nothing too long or complicated. We're not trying to do box text, we're not trying to give you stat blocks or anything like that. We're not trying to give you too much in the way of mechanics. Okay, that's not actually important. The game mechanics are not important. Those are something that you can deal with at a later date. No, we're trying to get the basics around this. So, what does that look like? Well, I will hashtag this and you can see. Room number. So this hashtag, as you present it, room number. And then there's some things that you might include in that. What is in the room or cave? Features. Don't need to get too complicated. Noises. Furniture, which probably we won't have a lot of furniture today because it's not really the right place to have furniture, but we might have something. Furniture. Odors. Monsters, hazards. We'll need traps, if there's traps. We'll need treasure. NPCs, somebody to talk to, somebody to communicate with. Puzzles. Now, puzzles need to be very, very basic. Okay, very simple. You'll notice on the map there are actually 3 locations. Location 1 has a set of stairs leading into two branching off passageways. Okay, So it's leading up onto something. And then entrance 2 is just got stairs leading into a single passageway that branches off again. And then entrance 3 has stairs that bend around, go around a corner and lead into another area. But area 3 also includes a secret entrance in the side of the mountain that you could enter through. So I just want you to point that out to you if you were not aware. And then objects, etc. So there we go. This gets us started. Now, the document that I'm working on, I will keep an eye on, but I'm not going to be presenting it as such. Instead, I'll be taking what you have and, I guess, tooling it around, moving it around, making it kind of work for what we need. The central location is our main area. Now, the main area is number 11, and you'll notice all these passageways lead into the central area. Now, those are rope bridges as far as I can tell, or those rope bridges may not be rope bridges, they might be stone bridges, if you would prefer them to be stone bridges, that lead into a central platform. But there is some sort of crevasse in there, a big, huge hole, okay? So, and what might be down there? Well, it could be an enormous sentient construct of some kind. Might be a golem. It might be a stone giant. I think the idea of a stone giant would be quite fun. But it could be essentially anything, okay? So there's definitely a central platform. There's definitely a great huge hole surrounding it. And there is some sort of ladder, rope ladder, cobwebs maybe, or just stone pathways leading into the center. Okay, so it should be very obvious. 12 has got water. It's a great huge pool of water. 14 has a crevasse, like a chasm, a deep chasm that cuts the room in half. 15 is shaped like a screaming person. Okay, so there's not a huge number of locations, but it's enough for us to get started and to at least get us through one session, and that's really what I want to aim for. The hat must come off. It's not quite as hot today as it has been, so I should be able to manage pretty well. Just give the cave a natural alarm system. Bats. Well, yes, bats could be a natural alarm system, for sure. So let me just work my way through here and start taking down some of your ideas. Since we only have 15 locations to deal with, it's going to be significantly easier to get this done, which is quite deliberate on my part if you haven't figured it out. And it's nice to have Pale Rider, Nacho Man, and Fred Huber along to help out. So we're going to try to do all the locations today, 15 locations, and the adventure hooks, and the wandering monsters. We're going to do all of those in this one session. Right, entrance 1. You have already given me some ideas here. You've actually written it out quite well, by the way, Pale Rider. And we will just truck that across into area 1. And what does it say here? Cavern entrance has 2 rough-cut stone pillars decorated with a minotaur skull each. Okay. Okay, yep, we can do that. That's fine. And we'll just get here and just make sure I just tidy this up a bit. No. Okay, so I have to actually, you've done shorthand, so I have to actually tidy this. The stone steps. Well, it's 1, isn't it? And I think we're going to go with wide. The wide stone steps lead up to a So set that up to a 10. Let's go a little bit higher than that. 10, 20 foot, 20 foot high ledge. That has two rough cut stone pillars decorated with a minotaur skull. Okay. Decorated with a minotaur skull. Alright, so then you've got here, under the left skull is a crude switch that will disable the step slide trap. If not deactivated, seemingly, okay. Alright, I got it. If not deactivated, seemingly, I don't know why we have to have the word seemingly. Okay, so Pale Rider, you've given us an idea about what we're doing with this too, which is cool. So we go. So if the trap, come on, trap is not deactivated, the seemingly crude steps collapse into a slide, which is basically just going to have you slide back. But that's fine. That's our entrance. Entrance 1 established. Well done. Good job. And we'll grab this ancient mountain, and we'll go here. Put that under information, main features. Ancient mountain cave of an old civilization, and we need to know a bit more about what that old ancient civilization is, but we will deal with that later. I'm sure somebody will come up with some interesting ideas. Okay, normal bat might be found anywhere in the cave system. They are easily disturbed and will fly distractingly and noisy if the players make noise or cause sudden. Okay, so really what you're wanting to do is you want to include a wandering monster, and our wandering monster in this case are cave bats. I think that's really what you've established. I'm fine with that idea. Okay, I'll come back to that. Bats. Okay, cool. The bridge comes from the left, have to be included because it's not the same level as the right. I'm not sure what that means, Pale Rider. I have no idea. Okay, I have no idea. So 11 could be a dried web nest. If you want to make it that, that's fine. I have no issues with this. Okay, if that's what you would prefer to do with it, then that's what you do prefer to do with it. The bridge comes from the left. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. I'll jot it down. I'll put it into my notes, but I don't think it really means very much right now because I just there's nothing to work with. Unfortunately, I don't know what to do with it. So drop that in. Okay, cool. That's that. Moving along. The map has a very Underdark feel to it. Well, I suppose it does. But it's also very small. Okay? So, I mean, that's not to say that the crevasse might not lead into something else. Like the bottom of the crevasse might lead into a completely new area. You like all the passages to be sloped. I'll think about it. I'll mark in. I don't think that needs to be sloped by much, though. So all the passages have a 1 degree slope. Okay, done. That is in part of our main features. Thank you. 11 could be some sort of sacrificial platform to a great beast below. It certainly could be. It could be. But what would be that beast? Is it a Drider? Is it not a Drider? Is it something else? Okay, let's drop this in here. And it looks like it's time for me to start rattling off some information for people. to give you some ideas. Because it looks like we're sort of stuck. Some sort of tribal cult that worships a purple worm, maybe. Well, why not stick the purple worm idea could certainly go into a hello Diplorus Rex. You like drow and driders? Well, it certainly could be. We could certainly put something into, what about 14? Why not write up something for 14, something related to 14 for that? That might work, because it's a nice big crevasse. We don't know how deep it is. It might be a product of a purple worm. Area 14, question mark. Okay. Let's not do that yet. Okay, if a drider is... So, again, if you guys like the idea of it being like that, then let's do that. If you want it to be a drider nest, it kind of looks like that. It can be that if you wanted to. Yeah, I can see you guys are bouncing ideas off. You haven't decided yet. Kind of looks like a beholder lair. I don't think so. Diplorus Rex. But yeah. 15, the Screaming Skull Room. Lauren the Elf is chained. Oh, okay. You've gone into a bit of detail here. 15. I like the idea. 15 looks like a skull. Make it a Titan skull occupied by yellow mold and mushroom people. Oh, okay. So we've got a lot going on for 15. So we better put that in now. Okay. Screaming Skull. And we will go here. We've got your idea here. And we'll take this. And we'll take the Titan Skull. And we'll put that in there. That's not bad. That's not bad. An aboleth lair with massive treasure gems. Well, you could certainly put an aboleth into that big, huge chunk of water if you wanted. Not a problem. It feels like we're about to stick a lot of fairly heavy-hitting things into this one location, which I'm fine with. I mean, you know, they come back at the right time. You make a decision. Is this the best time to come here? No. Anyway, let's go here. Paste. So a Titan skull. Skull has been trapped in the mountain and trapped in the mountain and is occupied occupied by yellow mold and mushroom people. Okay, yellow mold. Here we go. So here we go. Mushroom people harvest the mold as a food source. Okay. Lauren an elf is chained arms and legs. Arms and legs. Oh, okay, this is a lot going on here. Let me just try to break this down. Lauren an elf is chained arms and legs with a vat of healing potion IV in one arm and tubes going from the other arm to a corpse that will come to life. Feeding continue. Okay, so there's a lot going on there. All right. Okay, so that's an enormous amount of information. We are about to create a level 20 adventure, just about. To be fair, an aboleth for level 20 characters is not a challenge. For those of you who have never done it before, I can assure you, your aboleth hasn't got a chance. This Lauren the Elf stuff is a little. I'm gonna have to work through that to sort of make it make sense, because right now it's a bit hard for me to figure out what's going on there. Deploris Rex will take your 12 idea, and we'll put our Aboleth here. I do feel like you got to be careful about sticking too many big, powerful monsters in one location, because would they really like to be that close to each other? Would they really like to be that close to each other? That's the big question, right? Aboleth Flare. A huge, deep pool of dark, smelly water dominates the center of this cavern. A massive treasure hoard is at the bottom of the lake, of the underground mountain lake. I guess it's not really a lake, it's pool. Let's put pool. Okay, a massive treasure hoard is at the bottom of the underground mountain lake. And what about an undead Aboleth? Aboleth lives a solitary life with no communication with the outside world. An undead lives. An undead Aboleth lives a solitary life in a large submerged cave at the deepest region of the pool. An undead Aboleth lives a solitary life in a large submerged cave at the deepest region of the pool with no communication with outside world. Okay, I think I got it. It took me a little while. I was having to work pretty hard, but I think I got what you want made to work for that. I don't know. Do we really want a black? How does a black pudding take over an Aboleth? I don't know that makes much sense. I'm not against the idea of having a black pudding in the adventure. That's not at all. But I'm just, yeah, I'm a bit wondering how that's going to work. That might be a little bit hard to do. Now that I think about it, how to include it, how to make it work, yeah, I'm not too sure. Keep throwing ideas out there, people, and I'll try to push them to put them together. You're on your cell phone now? Okay, no problems. So we've got as far as Deplorus Rex's idea, Nacho, a drow cult that sacrifices surface elves to Loth. Okay. Well, what am I supposed to do with that, Nacho? What am I supposed to do with that? You've given me Loth as a thing. Frankly, we could have a spider queen without her being Loth. Some generic spider god. Yeah, some generic spider god. Okay. Are we? So is it going to be? Is this what we're looking at? Is we looking at driders and spiders? 10 is a different level. Different. Oh, so 10. 10. Where's 10? 10, 10, 10. Oh, I gotta find it now. 10. Oh, here I see. 10 is a different level. Looking at the stairs, so these bridges might be on an incline. I suppose you could say that. I don't know that it necessarily is. I think you're reading too much into it, but I mean, everything was going to be on a slightly different level. If there's a slight incline everywhere, a level 18 adventure allow for a level 20 adventure. Total party kills. Yes, well, I do feel like that might be the case. Okay, I'll grab this. I'm not sure what to do with that. No, yeah, I'm going to just move that into the notes section. Then I've got a lot of notes to work with, and just trying to piece it together is going to be the tricky part now. Okay. Drider in 11, named the Insatiable One, demands regular sacrifices to feed upon. She's an increased level Drider wizard. What does that mean? Okay, I get the first bit. I am a little lost as to the rest of it. Okay, so I think 11 is, what is it going to be called? It's going to be, I guess it's the Drider. It's not even Drider. Driders are usually, aren't Driders normally male, not female? This is the thing we've got to think about. It's a spider queen of some kind, right? If it's a she, is a Drider usually a male or female? I'm pretty sure Driders are male, if you think at the lore of them, although it's not like we can't change that. I could see Drider and Aboleth working together to run a cult, each thinking they are going to... what I've done is I've taken the Aboleth, and there's a separate underwater cavern that sort of that connects to the Aboleth. This is sort of just the entryway in many respects. I think that's probably the easiest way to deal with that. Uh, 665. What does 665 mean? Trans. Okay. All right. Okay. Male to female. Okay. All right. So I get it. So you Drider queen. Queen nest. All right. The Drider queen nest. All right. I'm putting in 11. It's a Drider queen nest. Are we happy? A stone. A high stone platform is connected to multiple passages by way of a network of spider web like bridges. Oh God. All right. Okay, so I've got that, our description for that area mostly sorted. The Dried a queen is called the insatiable one, and demands regular sacrifices. Sacrifice to feed upon, feed upon. The queens, let's just do the queens. Queen's a high level wizard. That'll do. Okay, all right. Okay, I got 11 done. Phew, there was a lot to get get around there, but I think I did. Next, maybe 12 could just be some plain 12. What's 12? Could be just some plain old Cthulhu Cthulhu worship something more powerful. Worship something more powerful. Well, yes, I suppose it could be. But I took your first idea, and what I've done is made it undead aboleth, which I'm assuming an undead aboleth would be less powerful than a full-blown aboleth. So I've kind of depowered it, and I've kind of given it a way for us to link it to a different adventure. So it's not gone or changed. It's just like, how do I make it all integrate? Remember, if we've now got a Drider Queen, we need to have things that work for a Drider. Okay. 12, a black pudding that has somehow taken over an aboleth. We've looked at that already. I could see a Drider and aboleth working together. We've already got that in Cult. Okay, back to here we go. So we've got a name for the giants, but Garachanoth. All right, I'm not really sure what that means. Is that the name of our Spider Queen, or is it something else? Like, yeah, I'm just going to put that in the notes section because again, I'm not too sure what I'm doing with that. Okay, there's a lot of notes here. How are we doing in terms of filling things out? We need to deal with our entrance ways. So entrance 2 and entrance 3 need to be sort of filled out a little bit too. You want the insatiable one to be harder than the normal one. Well, it's got levels of spell casting, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. Okay, I see. All right. I think 14 is now occupied by. I mean, we can put a nest for spider eggs somewhere. That's not a problem. I guess the issue is not so much that. It's just like, I think our purple worm crevasse is going to exist there. Does that make sense? All right, okay. So a nursery cavern with spider eggs and giant spider protectors. So let's just figure out where would be a sensible place to stick that. It needs to be somewhere fairly remote from everything else. I'm going to suggest maybe the better location for that would be Area 9 because it's quite deep in. You've got to move through a lot more passageways to get to it. It's further from every entrance. Area 9 might be a better location for a nursery. Let's put it in 9, eh? And I will turn 14 into this this other thing. Okay, nursery. And we'll put here Drider. Drider nursery. the walls of the cave are filled with holes. Filled with holes. Stuffed with small dried eggs. Here we go. Giant spider protectors. Crawl across the ceiling and walls. Okay. Okay, I think I've got that one sorted out. Well done. I just moved the nursery. They feed some of the eggs and the elf captives to the undead aboleth from time to time, who turns them into undead elves, and spiders do the blah, 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 blah. Oh, good lord. Okay, there's a lot of information going on there. All right, so let's take that, put that into my notes section, because I'm still not entirely sure what I'm doing with that. Okay, Forgotten Realms wiki doesn't indicate if Drider are male or female. Pretty sure they are, but then maybe the lore has changed, because the lore around Driders has changed. This is an experiment with a fast, creating Drider queen with multiple male Driders to mate with. Drow are trying to make another species that can propagate. Okay. Good lord, we've got a lot of background information. So I want you to focus more on what we're going to stick in the locations, people. I want you to focus down on what's going to go into the locations, because if I'm chasing all of your ideas and I don't know where to put them, what's going to happen is we're just going to have a collection of random ideas that don't sort of tie together and don't actually fill out the areas, okay? Which is fine, but while I'm doing that, I'm not able to sort of put forward suggestions about how to build the cave adventure, because I'm pulling your collection of random ideas. So go back to what I've mentioned before. Go back to room number and what you want to be there. Okay, what are we dealing with there? Try to focus down on that. Like Pale Rider's just done that now. That's far more important than the other stuff at this present time. Okay, we can deal with a lot of these other things like adventure hooks and plot hooks and all that sort of stuff. Goals, they can be dealt with after. Let's just build the location first. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, this is Arachnid 14. For entertainment, ropers are on the ceiling over the crafts. Yes, I can include ropers there. I'm going to make that a purple worm hole. 14 is a wormhole. Wormhole. Okay, here we go. The long. Now, how wide is this thing, roughly? It's about 10 foot wide, roughly. It's 10 foot. This the long 10 foot wide crevasse is, let's make it deep, 150 feet deep. The chasm is the left over hole of a purple worm that VVV ventured into the cave complex many years ago. A hole at the bottom of the crevasse leads to the purple worm's mini nests. That's cruelty on my part, I can tell you that now. And we are taking ropers. Now let's go ropers and piercers. And piercers. I think that's right. Piercers. No, it's I before E. Piercers live on the ceiling over the crevasse. Terrible place to have them because that's where they can do the most damage. Okay, nice, much better. Now we're cooking. Let's see what else you got here. Ropers like grappling, lifting, dropping prey into the deep crevasse. Yes, they certainly do. That's what I would do with them. And then they would go crawl down there and then eat them, which is the standard operating procedure for a roper. It's like grappling. Grappling and dropping prey into the deep crevasse to feed the corpses later. Okay, all right. So 14 has got a lot of information there. The bottom of the crevasse is littered with bones. Okay, so bones. Okay, all right, so let's see if I can just tie this into an existing passageway. Not passageway, okay. The bottom of the crevasse is covered in animal bones and leads to the purple worm's many nests. Okay, all right, I think I've got 14 nailed down. The undead elves ride the undead giant spiders and terrorize local. Okay, whatever. Okay, I see the idea. I'm just dropping it in. Again, stay on target. Okay, remember it's location. Stay on location rather than getting tied up and off on some tangent, because what you're doing is you're writing a story, you're not writing an adventure. Do you know what I mean? The idea is to write an adventure where the players aren't necessarily just going from one thing into another, okay, where they follow a plot line and then maybe it diverts or whatever. You're giving them something to interact with, and this is why when we're doing adventures, I'd make it a location-based adventure. Because it's about them, and you'll notice I've given them multiple entryways. So they could choose to go through, start at any of these entrance points. Okay, so there's a couple of choices, but there's multiple routes that they can take through here as well, so they don't have to take the same route. It's quite deliberate. It's Jaquasian, and the idea is about the players make the adventure. You are simply presenting them with the location and the threat. That's it. All of the other stuff, stay away from plot. Okay. For now, to stay away from plot. Okay, 8. 8 is a captive room. It is blocked by rocks, and certainly does look like it's blocked by rocks, occupied by 3 dead adventurers and 1 alive. A human Porthos. Good. Nice one. I'll grab that. We can take that. That's useful. I can integrate that pretty easily. Okay. I'm not trying to scare people away, but you've got to stay on target, which is you have to work on the location, the room locations. Work on that, not the other stuff. Okay. This average size. Well, that doesn't. What does an average size look like? This 30-foot high cavern is blocked by rocks. The cave is occupied by 3 dead adventurers. Occupied by the corpses of 3 dead adventurers. Corpses of 3 dead adventurers and 1 is alive. Okay, so a human called Porthos is hanging upside down in a web cocoon. Okay, I think I got it. All right, I got that nailed down. Whew, we got there. Deco1628, hello, how are you? There are Realms novels written about the female Drider. Okay, all right. Lovely. So they must have changed the law around the Drider, because in the past it was a punishment to be transformed into a Drider. So as far as I know, but interesting. I also think in a Dark Elf trilogy, a female drow was turned into a Drider. Oh, were they? Okay. General storeroom, 7. No monsters, some random supplies, including rope, caverns, torches, bags of mushrooms, some wine casks. Thank you, Deplorus Rex. Well done. Awesome. I was under the assumption that if I gave you guys less chambers, it would be actually easier for you to do. We weren't really getting there. Okay, that's much better. So storage chamber. Captive's cave. Okay. Okay. So what we're doing here, we've got some random supplies are stacked in the center and around the walls of the cave, including ropes, canvas, torches, bags of mushrooms, and some wine casks. Brilliant. Well done. Awesome. Nice one. 2. Here we go. Number 2 is going to give us an entryway, which is what we're after. 2 is covered in large ferns. Okay, so I'm trying to figure that one out. 4, guard post. 4 is a guard post. Yes, it could be. So let's put in 2. I need to sort of, yeah. I don't know what that is, the ground. Ah, here we go. Two is the, so I'm going to call this the main entrance. Secondary entrance is number 2. The ground is covered in large ferns and the entrance is partially covered with vines that are actually strangleweed. Brilliant. Love it. Love, 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 love. That's great. Awesome. Nicely done. 4 is a guard post. 2 male. Okay, we're going to grab this, put this into here. That's perfectly fine. We can use that. Now, guard post. So we want 2 male drider, 2 young male drider, 2 young male drider. Are something. Are something. Are. Let's just. I'll get rid of this. Are just guarding the entry or guarding the entry point and respond. And to respond to disturbances indicated by bats flying, or noise being, and respond to disturbances indicated by the bats flying or noises. Okay, cool, got it. That's 4, done. 6, supervisor camp. 6, well, I see. A drow priest and 6 males. The room is clean and warm with a rock chimney, fire pit. Oh, nice. 7 bedrolls and some equipment. The drow could all be here or some may be wandering. Okay, nice. Good job, well done. Let's take that, drop that in. That's 6. Oh, okay. So, let's put here drow camp. A drow priestess and 6 male warriors. 6 male warriors. Live here. Okay, so we've got that. The room is clean and warm with a rock. Okay, so this is the information I need to present first. So go here, cut, move that around. Just come on. And put that there. Okay. chamber is clean and warm with a rock chimney fire pit. 7. Bedrolls and some equipment. Are stacked. Are set up near the walls. Set up near the walls. A drow priest and 6 male warriors live here. Or some could be wandering. Okay, so we'll just... Okay, that's it. I got it. Whew. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, now, 8. I think we might have already done 8. There might be signs that Porthos survived by eating the remains of a sick puppy, you. Fred, you sick puppy. I think he's waiting to be eaten by spiders. Frankly, myself, I don't think he's the one who ate them, unless we're saying it's caved in, and so yeah. Oh, he's supposed to be hanging upside down and cocooned in webs. So there's I don't know how that's supposed to work. It's blocked by rocks. I see what you're trying to do here. So you don't. Yeah. Okay. I see. Okay, well, let's see here. Here we go. There are signs that Porthos survived by eating the remains of the dead corpses. So what I want to do is, so a human called Porthos is huddled in the far corner. Far corner. Let's cut this. So, paste, hanging upside down in a cocoon web. It's occupied by the corpses of 3 dead adventurers hanging upside down, cocoon webs. So, okay, that's all right. I'm getting there. I think I got that sorted out. Okay, a human. Yeah, right. That's fine. Got it. All right, 8 is now locked down. Well done. Yeah, so I've uncocooned Porthos and I've cocooned the dead bodies. They are cocooned. This chamber is blocked off so much that there's no way of getting into it. So the spiders can't get in there. So that's dealt with. I totally see where you're going with that. Okay, so we are easily sidetracked. No DM can jump us on. Yeah, yes, I'm aware. But you guys are doing all right. I just keep leading you back, and we'll get there. So this is the landing. Okay, so there's a landing off of a wall with water swelling out of the edge mixed with guano from the giant bats above, making the floor and steps very slippery as it trickles down to 12. Okay. All right, I see what you're trying to do here. I need to do, so we're doing 3 now. And while I'm doing 3, I think what I need to do is I need to update you on what you've done so far and what you still have left to fill out. And that will be necessary to get us where we need to be. We've actually covered a lot. So if you were thinking that we are hardly done, that's actually not true. You know what I mean? 5, the conversion chamber. 5, 4 concurrent figures are nearby, transform into 5. Area 5. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So 5. All right. I need to do 5, and I'll need to rewrite 5 a little bit because that's not going to be finished yet. But I need to give you an idea of what areas have been done so far. As you guys are putting in your ideas, I do rewrite this stuff. If you're wondering, it does get rewritten. It takes a little while sometimes, but we're doing all right. So let's at least show you what we have here, and I will stick in the prompt again so we keep on target, and then we'll move on to some of the other stuff while I'm trying to finish out bits and pieces. We're doing very, very well. 15 locations is much more doable, honestly. I think that's working out much better. Okay, so let me take you over to show you what we have at this present time from your feedback and your ideas. And then I will give you the rooms that are yet to be finished or completed. Okay? I think that's the easiest way to deal with this, so let's do it that way. Okay. Hollow Mountain Cave Adventure. So this is this is what we've got. We're not going to do the adventure hooks just yet. We don't worry about the wild wandering monsters. We'll deal with bats. We're going to have to put some bats in some of these locations. So there's going to have to be some bats set up somewhere. Main features, we've got a little bit of information on that. An ancient mountain cave of an older civilization, something like that. So the main entrance is done. Okay, the secondary entrance is done. The third entrance I've yet to sort out. I've just copied and pasted, and I've done it in yellow. I'll get back to it. Number 4 is the guard post. Number 5 is the conversion chamber, which I will have to tidy up. I'll do that. 6 is the drow camp. Okay, there's a drow camp here. 7 is the stone chamber. Okay, store chamber. This is where these supplies are that you were mentioning before. 8 is the captives cave, where we've got some captives here. Porthos is here and some dead adventurers. 9 is the Dryder nursery, where we have the eggs and some spider protectors. 10 is not filled in yet, so we're still going to do 10. 11 is the Dryder queen nest, where the Dryder lives. Spellcaster that she, or the wizardy spellcaster that she is. 19 is the Aboleth Lair, a deep pool. It has a lot of treasure at the bottom, and it has sort of like a submerged cave that leaps at the deepest region of the pool. It leads into where the Aboleth lives. Okay, this Aboleth is, I'm not intending this Aboleth to be as powerful as a full-blown Aboleth, because it's an undead Aboleth. Undead. Okay. 13 has not been done yet. 14 is the wormhole, where the crevasse is, and this has got ropers and piercers hanging from the ceiling, and if you follow the crevasse too far, you'll wind up in potentially with some of the purple worms' nests. Okay. Next, 15 is the screaming skull. This is basically it's a titan skull. It's trapped in the mountain and occupied by yellow mold. Mushroom people harvest the mold as a food source. Pardon me. And we got Lauren. I haven't finished all that. And we have a lot of notes that you've given me that I've got to figure out if they're going to work or not. So you can see that, frankly, most of it is done, which is great. It's wonderful when that happens. So what rooms are still left to be completed? Hashtag. Rooms to finish are where are we? Come on, Fred. Can I find it? Can I find it? Find it. And finish are 10 and 13. 10 and 13. So only 2 locations left. Okay? And that's taken us just over an hour to get essentially 13 locations sorted out. Okay, all right, so it looks like we already have an idea for number 10, the sacrificial preparation. That heart keeps getting in the way, so I'm putting some X's in here just so I can move things around. 10. Where is 10, by the way? 10 is there. Sacrificial preparation. Let's put that into 10. Got it. I've got to do some work on it though. Okay. Sacrificial cave. So the drow priestess ensures the victims are properly bloody and screaming before tossing them into the web in Area 11. Okay, all right, I get it. I see. The drow priestess ensures the victims are bleeding. Let's just go bleeding. I think that's going to be easier. Are bleeding. Breeding, not breeding, but bleeding. Bleeding and screaming before tossing them into the web. And the web in Area 11. Okay, so I think that's fine. What else? Is there anything else that needs to be sort of locked into that location? I'm not too sure. 13, we've still got Area 13, which is nothing particularly special. I think this is the bat cave. Let's put bats here. We were talking about bats. Let's put some giant vampire bats in here. The bat cave. My contribution. The bat cave. Giant and small vampire bats hang from the ceiling, but are asleep, because they would be asleep, making too much noise wakes them up, and they swarm the closest victim. There we go. You got your bats. All right, 13's done. Bum bum bum. So while I'm finishing off and tidying up some of your ideas that you put forward before, which I will, okay, I have absolutely every intention of doing so. What I would like to do is since we now have established what the adventure is really about, this adventure is really revolving around a Dryder Queen, a central nest or lair, and there are some things that sort of populate around it, but now we need some adventure hooks. 3 adventure hooks, I think, are probably the best way to go with this, okay? What you want to do, though, with an adventure hook is, you know that the tendency you have, so hashtag, it's very easy to say you are hired to go and clean out this cave, or you are hired to go and kill the Spider Queen. I want you to try to figure out how to make an adventure hook that is connected back to one of the characters in the party. What are the adventure hooks for this location? Okay, so when you come up with them, they need to be general and generic so that many people can potentially transpose them into their adventure. That's a hard thing to do. When it's your own group, it's fairly easy, but when it's not your own group, it's much more difficult. So what are the adventure hooks that you can use that connect to this? Remember, we've got a bunch of different stuff I've kind of covered before. Area elves have been going missing. There we go. Elves have been going missing in increasing numbers. So let's take that. Fred Huber's very good at this. Elves have been going missing in increasing numbers near an old mountain cavern So, elves have been going missing in increasing numbers near an old mountain cavern. So, again, that's a good start, but we want to try to connect it back to our players so they have no choice but to go for it. So what we could do is say that one of those elves is a friend of the party. That would probably be a good way of going about it. Do you know what I mean? Or a family member, but we could just go with a friend. Elves have been going missing in increasing numbers near an old mountain cavern. And one of the elves just happens to be friends with a character. Okay, now we have linked it. So we've got a motivation. We know there's something strange going on. There's a mystery to be solved, a place to go, and they are connected to one of our characters because they just have to be an old friend. Okay. Near a mountain cavern, be an old friend. A character. Okay, so that is our first hook. Well done. Fred did a great job. What would be another way? I always go back to, and this is why players always have all of their family dead and dying. But it's still it's much easier to get them invested if it's not, you're going to get paid. Getting paid is one thing. You're always getting paid with adventures because you're going to find treasure usually. But yes, that would be our first. Now, I'm going to go back to here and let's start tidying up some of the things that we put in here. Okay, here we go. The sacrificial 10. 10. What do I need to do with this? Let's put in, for 10, since it's a sacrificial cave, a small spider shrine has been carved into the rock wall. And then we go here, the drow priestess ensures the victims are bleeding and screaming before tossing them into the, okay. A small spider shrine has been carved into the rock wall, and dry blood covers the floor. Good. Cool. Got it. That's that one nailed down. Bum, bum, bum. Next. Number 3, the landing. This is where we've got quite a lot going on here. I think the conversion chamber at number 5 is going to be easier. So let's deal with the conversion chamber. And we'll see if we can just sort of fix that up a little bit. Yep, conversion chamber. And you've got here 4 cocoon figures. Okay. 4 cocoon figures are drow, 4 cocooned figures are drow. That have nearly transformed into Dryder. Okay. Drow that have nearly transformed into Dryder. Or something faced depends on the conversation properly. If the conversation worked properly. Okay, so there's okay, that's it. I think that's probably that location sorted out. Is there much more we needed to put there? Probably not. That's probably easy enough. Okay, next, number 3. Number 3 is a complex location because there's stairs, but there's also along that area. 3 is to indicate that whole outer region. So there's a secret door there as well. So I've got to include the secret door. But I've also got to include what you've put in here. So I'm going to put here the, undo this, take off the yellow, and we've got to call it a different, it can't be the secondary entrance or the main entrance, it's got to be something else. What would be an interesting way to do this? I think what we should include is the carved entrance. We'll call this the carved entrance. Okay. The rock face has been carved with spiders, drow, and dryder. Carved with spiders, drow, and dryder. So we've got to do a secret door. A secret door is hidden in the stone carving. That leads to area. Now, which area is it? Area 13. Yeah, to area 13. Okay. Dom dom dom. The characters are hired by third party, another drow house, to maybe disrupt this experiment. Yeah, but it's the hiring thing. It's easy to have somebody hired somebody to go and do an adventure. It's one of my least favorite adventure hooks because it's the easy way. Do you know what I mean? It's probably the least effective. It's like, okay, we offer you money. Stories of a cave with massive treasures and a badly drawn map lead the PCs here. Yes. So you're dropping a, here is a map. Okay. Stories of a cave with massive treasures and a badly drawn map lead the characters. The characters here. I suppose, yes, you could do that. And then what else you got here? I'm not too sure. Let's try that again. Okay. The player characters got captured and traded to the Dried Occult. So you're going to make them prisoners. Yep, it could be that. I mean, that sort of forces them into the situation. They are essentially now being forced into the adventure. So let's see. We'll just take this. Yeah, characters got captured and traded to the Dried Occult. Dried Occult. Occult. That live in the mountain. Mountain cave. Okay. Yep, so captured, you could do it that way. Now, stories of a cave with massive treasures and a badly drawn map lead the characters here. Yeah, I suppose. If you've got any other ideas, by all means, throw them. A failed teleport drops the PCs in room 9. That's not a bad idea. I like that a lot. That would also be hilariously funny. It's sort of like you don't even have to worry about the PCs biting onto the adventure hook. What Fred Hubert you've done there is really good, because essentially, like, as soon as there's a mishap with teleportation, or you say, okay, you want to travel from one place to another, here's my teleportation circle. By all means, use it, because, you know, free for use. And oh dear, you'll wind up in a really bad location. Next time you won't be asking for the free teleportation. So the characters use a teleportation circle. It's a teleportation circle. For free, and it fails. Dropping the characters into room 9. Into area 9. Area 9. Love it. Now they have to get out. Brilliant. Like it. Like it a lot. That certainly gets you dropping. Yes. Okay, so we've got plenty of adventure hooks. And I've still got a few more things I have to tidy up in here, but we'll get there. I am working my way through it. So I guess the next thing we need to deal with is, what are our wandering monsters? We've still got plenty of time. A beggar, offer a map to the location for a bit of coin. Okay. Let's see here. A beggar offers a map to the location for a bit of coin. Okay, so we've got plenty of adventure hooks. Now we're going to deal with wandering monsters. So those are the things, you know what those are. You know what those are. A beggar offers a map to the location for a bit of for a few copper coins. Make it really cheap. Ah, dear. Okay. To disrupt. Rider Queens experiments. I think we've got that. Yeah, okay, we've got plenty of hooks. Lots and lots. Now it's time for our wandering monsters. So let's get that done. What are the wandering monsters? Bum bum ba. Drow, Drider, failed conversion, spider-faced drow. Okay. We're going pretty hard into the. I mean, drow and Drider makes sense. We can do those. That's fine. Do we also want to have something that's a little less powerful? You know what I mean? That's not quite so dramatic. It might be a little bit easier for them to deal with. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Have a look here. I'm just looking at the area 3. We've got all 15 locations marked out now, and I've just got to tidy up some of the details. So, let's head in. Okay, and that leads to area 13. A stone staircase leads upward and around a bend into the darkness. Darkness next to the stone carving. Okay. So, landing off of, well, so how's that going to work? How's that going to work? Okay. I think bats are a thing. So giant bats are going to have to be a wandering monster for sure. Yep. The stairs are slick. With bat guano from the giant bats. 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 I think we're going to go here. From the giant bats that fly out this exit at night. The stairs, let's look with bat guano from bat guano, bat guano from the giant bat, guano. With guano from the giant bats that fly out of this exit at night. Guano trickles down into area 12. Okay. All right. That's that nailed down. Very, very nice. Okay, cool. Okay, so we've got a bunch of different ideas. We just got to pick the ones that are going to work. Don't know that our rats are going to live very long. carrion crawler, possibly animated dead, priestess, sturges. Okay, so let's take some of these ideas and start incorporating them in there. Back to our wandering monsters and our table for that. I'll just undo this. No more yellow. If the characters rest in the cave complex. Bad idea. So I think let's roll 1 to 6 is a Drider. 6 is 2 Drider. 2 Drider. 3 is a swarm of bats. Bats. 3 is 5 drow warriors. 4 is, or could be a carrion crawler. What else have we got here? You just look back at your ideas. Giant spiders, drow. We've got Drider, we've got drow. We haven't got giant spiders though. And that's probably a good idea to have some spiders going there. Guano golem. That would be funny as. I almost feel like if we're going to have a poo golem, Pale Rider, we've got to put it where there's poo. Do you know what I mean? You've got to have a poo golem somewhere. I want us to take that idea, guano golem. I'll figure out how to put that in some other time. But see, yeah, it's a brilliant idea. I love it. So giant spiders. Let's get some giant swarms of spiders, giant spiders, swarms of spiders, smaller spiders. We've got swarm of bats there. Swarms of spiders. Swarms of bats. Swarms of spiders. Spiders. Cloaker. Not really. Sturges. Swarms of spiders. We've got that. We've got drow, carrion crawler, rat. That one. Let's go with. I think we definitely have to have giant spider in there somewhere. What is a giant spider? And the last one, what else are we going to have in here? Come on, Fred. Where are your little ideas that you guys have pumped in here? Fail, done that one, got that one already. We didn't include giant bats. A wizard eye spell? What is that? What do you mean by a wizard eye spell? A wizard eye spell? You've said it, but I don't know what is that related to? I mean, I'm not sure what that means. Oh, phase spider. Phase spider. Okay, all right. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at this thing and see if I can find something that's suitable to go in there. Somebody had said something about a black pudding. We could put a black pudding in here as a wandering monster. It's the sort of thing that would probably you wouldn't have that many of. I don't really feel like black puddings are really a wandering monster as such, though. That's the only thing. Somebody had mentioned mushroom people. Myconoids. I don't know. I don't actually feel like myconoids would actually do very well in a location like this. I feel like it would struggle to survive. I think. I see what you're trying to do with that. Oh, a wizard eye spell. Okay. I get it. I see what you're trying to do with that. Okay, back to, let's just make sure we keep our wandering monsters reasonably tamish. So 2 Drider, swarms of bats, 5 drow warriors, giant spider. Okay, let's make it 2 giant spider. Giant spider, spiders. 5 is swarms of spiders. Well, I actually feel like that should be reversed because it's too far in the center, not far enough on the outside. So how do I do this? 4 is, let's just go here, cut, paste. 5 is 2 giant spiders, is swarm of spiders, cut, and paste. Okay. 5 drow. The 5 drow are in the center. It should be more on the outlier rather than. So I need to move that as well. And I think the last one is going to be giant bats. Because you can have giant bats, I'm pretty sure. Giant fire beetle, giant crab, giant bat. Let's make that 6 is 4 giant vampire bats. Dear. Okay. Now I need to move this one around to get this sorted out. It's going to be move the swarm. Swarm shouldn't be there. It should be somewhere else. So we'll go here, cut. And then it should be here. Paste. Take the drow warriors and go cut. And put it here. Paste. Okay, all right. A lot of little fiddling around here, but I'm getting there. And there. Okay, all right. Cool. Whew. Main features. What are the main features of this location? Faced by the scry eye. Rival party is wandering monster. You could have a. I'm not going to put it in, but you could do that. Rival party. That's going to add a lot of complexity. I don't want to add too much complexity. Rival parties are a great idea, but they add a lot of complexity. And if a game master doesn't want that, I don't want to do it. Hashtag. What are the main features of the cabin complex? Okay, so let me just tell you what we have so far. Okay, and actually I will probably show you a lot of this so you can see it as I've been working on it. Been getting there, people. Takes a little bit of time, but we're doing pretty well. For almost 2 hours, we've pretty much got the bulk of it done, which means it will actually make its way to Patreon, I would imagine, at the end of the week. Whereas it's been a huge struggle recently, which means I've got bucket loads of work to do later on when I'm on holiday. Anyway, so we've got adventure hooks. We've got 6 adventure hooks. Hopefully one of those is going to work for your group. Wandering monsters. We've covered our wandering monsters. They're going to show up as a role if they rest here. You could use them outside of that, but it's really completely up to you. You could roll it or select them. We've included, as a number 1 on a d6 is 2 Drider. Rolling a 2 is 5 drow warriors. 3 would be a swarm of bats. 4 is a swarm of spiders. 5 is 2 giant spiders, and 6 is 4 giant vampire bats. Now, normally with wandering monsters, I leave an option for there to be something that doesn't show up. Like you'd roll something and nothing shows up. In this case, because the location is so dense and so small, I haven't done that. But I would normally, with a bigger map, okay, and the right sort of situation, I would leave one of those options on a D6 as nothing shows up. Normal bats might be found. Normal bats are found. Are found anywhere in the cave system. They are easily disturbed and will fly, distracting. Fly the characters, making squealing. Squealing, that ain't right. Squealing noises. Noises. I think it's right. Noises. And that is good. Our main features. We don't have our complex, our cave complex features yet. We do have our main entrance, second entrance information. We have the third entrance. We have area 4, the guard post, conversion chambers done. Drow camp is 5, 7 the store chambers sorted, 8 is the captive's cave, Drider nest is 9, 10 is the sacrificial cave, 11 is the Drider queen nest, 9 is the Aboleth lair, 13 is the bat cave, 14 is the wormhole, 15 is the screaming skull. Now, I need to fix this bit here because I was very confused by what you'd written there. I wasn't really sure. Lauren and Alf is chained arms and legs. To the rock wall. Okay. A vat of healing potion is being intravenous. Oh God. Intro. That's not right. Yeah, it's being injected. Vat of healing potion is being injected with a IV. Injected into one arm, and tubes from the other arm, and a tube and a tube and a tube going from the other arm connects to a corpse. That's better. Full stop. If the Alf is not saved and the tubes not disconnected, the corpse springs to life after 5 minutes. Give them 5 minutes. Okay. And what the hell is this thing? I don't know. What is that corpsey thing going to be? That's a good question. That's a very good question. I'm not too sure what that corpse is going to be. It's a hard one. If you guys got some ideas, tubes from the other arm go to multiple corpses. Multiple corpses. Oh my lord. Oh, we're not messing around. So what are those corpses going to spring to life as, man? What are they? Are they zombies? Are they ghouls? Are they, I don't know, flesh golems? I mean, what the heck are they? Are they something that we don't really have a stat block for, or an idea of what they are? What are they? That's the question, I guess. So, okay, multiple corpses. Jeez. Okay. Here we go. So, let me just go back to this and start rewriting that section. I don't want this to be too long. This is the only problem. I've got to be careful. If we're getting past like a paragraph, we're getting into the way too much information. So I also want you to be able to prepare. Something like this is roughly how many pages long? This is 2 pages long. So you should be able to read this within about 10-15 minutes and be ready to go. And that's where I want it to be in terms of an adventure like this. So we don't know what it is. Could be anything. Okay, so saved, and the tubes are not disconnected. The corpses spring to life after 5 minutes. So here, vat of healing potion is being injected into one arm, and a tube going from the other arm connects to multiple corpses. Okay. Corpses. To multiple corpses. If they're just not saved and the tubes are not disconnected, the corpses spring to life after 5 minutes. And whatever they are, I'm not too sure, but that's what we've got. So, Okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure what to do with that exactly. You're going to hopefully give me an idea, and I will plug that in. And, geez, that's pretty close to being done. There's a lot of additional information. It's zombies or ghouls. They are regenerate as long as their tubes stay connected. Well, if we're going to let's not make it a zombie, because zombies are boring. I've always found when it comes to undead, they're like such a dull creature in terms of what they do. In 5e particularly, whites worked too. Whites could be, yes. Ghouls, I'm actually not against the idea of a ghoul, because a ghoul is still an interesting idea, and we can have multiples of them, and it's not really, and they potentially, if you ignore the bullshit DC in 5e of DC, is it 10? Yeah, and make that a decent number for challenge rating 2 or 1 or 2, should be a DC 13, not a DC 10. Let's make it a ghast. The ghasts, because ghasts are challenge rating 2. They can paralyze you, and they've got a few more hit points. That's always useful, and they've got a stench to them, and they have turning defiance. So turning them might be a bit difficult. So corpses. So the ghasts. Ghasts. So you can plug that in, and that would be good to go. All right. I think that's kind of nailed it down. We've done very, very well, if you ask me. I mean, frankly, today was there was a lot of work. There was a lot of work going on here, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I think we've established now that like 20 locations, 15 locations means we have enough time to build out our adventure hooks, our wandering monsters, the different locations, build them something. Obviously, it would be nice to be able to overlay a bit more of a story, but story, as I've said before, is generated by players, not by game masters. I think often as a game master, we forget this, and we think that whatever we come up with is the best way to do something because this is the story they should be following. And this is a mistake. I almost guarantee it. It's a mistake. It's much easier to take a location adventure, like a cave like this, have it built out, have a threat, have a potential things going on that the players can interact with and essentially sabotage or get involved in. And then you layer over your adventure hooks or your plot on top of that based off whatever your players are doing at your table, because every group's going to be different. And otherwise it's too hard to make it all sort of fit together properly. So this is why every time we do these adventures, we always do a location-based adventure and the plot comes after, okay? Plot is much easier to overlay over a location-based adventure. So that worked out pretty well. So I think that's going to work fine. Ghasts are ghastly. Yeah. You just got to crank up some of that stuff and get it going. So that's worked out pretty well. We've actually managed to get pretty much all of it sorted out, which is wonderful. I'm glad to see that was the case. Let's end this poll for today. We will, of course, will be back next week. For those of you who like the idea of making an adventure with other people from basically a very quick map that I've put together using a map generator. Okay, it's not my own creation. Next week, we're going to do a village. We're going to do a smaller location. We did a town last time, but next time it's going to be... Hello, guys. I'm late. Hello, Overboard. How's it going, Joe? You are a little bit late. So next week, it's going to be a village. This week was a cave. It looks to me like it's done, mostly. There's a few ideas that you guys throw in my way that I'm like, can I squeeze them in? Is that going to be possible, or is that not going to be possible? I don't know. The map that was generated for today is a big, huge compilation of different designs. Okay, it's not a publishable thing. It's just to generate a map very quickly for your own game, so you don't have to draw it all. And it's called Dave's Mapper. So if you're wondering where the map got generated, that's where it got generated. You can do quite a lot with it. Of course, there are always restrictions, but it doesn't stop you from being able to generate a map fairly quickly. I generated my map yesterday in about 5 minutes, just working my way through the different bits that I wanted to move around. So that actually worked out quite well. And then I just numbered it, which didn't take me that long either. I think that took me maybe 5-10 minutes as well to do that. So there's your map done within about 20 minutes. And I was being very picky. I wanted to make sure that I gave you enough variation in location and the cave that you could do something with it. I wanted the images of the map to actually help inform you what to do with it. So it's designed very much around this live stream. Okay. So have you made a mountain cave adventure? Yes, 58%. Great to hear. No, 23%. Well, you have today if you've been here and you've been part of this. So you can do this. Jump in. By all means, throw your ideas in there and I'll see what I can do with it. You never know. It might work. Just watching 11% and incomplete 5%. Let's get those incomplete things finished out of 17 votes. Please map village out in an area to show a couple of nearby but separate farms. I'm not going to do that, Fred. I'm not going to do that. I know you want me to do that, but I'm not going to do that. The reason being, very simple, too hard to do. Too hard to do quickly. There are different types of maps that you can and map generators out there. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time drawing out a map for this. We do this every single week. It's not like I do this full-time, people. It's part-time. So I have to figure out, just like yourself, with your limited time, with my limited time, I have to figure out how fast can I do this so that I can do it and get it done in the week, okay, so that you can get it done in a week, so that you can make an adventure every week and you can do it yourself. That is the whole point of this, okay? Use Dave's mapper or map generator, create a map, number it, work through it, turn out a list of things in each area, get yourself some adventure hooks together, and away you go. You play your own homebrew stuff and you stop buying somebody else's stuff. That's ultimately where we're going with all of this. And also, those of you who are patrons, you'll get what we make. That's the deal. That's the deal. That's the deal. Anyway, say a huge thank you to everybody, particularly my patrons. I do appreciate it. Thank you for being here. I want to thank everybody who took part in the poll today, everybody who's been watching and listening, but particularly those people who were willing to participate and throw their ideas out there and see if they would stick to the rule. Some of them may or may not have at this present time. You'd be guaranteed I will go through it again and see if there's anything I can still cannibalize or incorporate in some way. I always wind up doing that eventually at some point, and I'll do that near the end of the week. But I'm pretty sure this is going to wind up on Patreon fairly shortly. Next, thank you, Fred Huber. Cal-Rel, thank you for being here. Overboard, Joe, thank you for being here. Pale Rider, thank you for keeping us on track today. You really made a big difference in making sure we got the job done. Nacho Man, thank you for participating and sharing your ideas. I really do like it when you hang out and throw your ideas out. You are the inspiration for doing this program in the first place, since you were doing a lot of this sort of thing yourself. Your one-page adventure, breakdown, small and concise, and your map. Deplorus Rex, thank you for being here. Decado 1628, thank you for being here as well. And if I've missed anybody, was not intending to do so. Try to respond to everybody and acknowledge everybody who took part, particularly in the creation process, because I think that's important. But anyway, wherever you are in the world, whether it be the morning, the afternoon, or the night, please look after yourself, your family, and your friends. Okay? Please look after yourself. Okay? Be nice to your neighbours. Oh, what's this? It was a good watch, D&D Old Guard. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, D&D Old Guard. Thank you for being here. Till next time, make your own adventures, people. Make your own adventures. You can do it. I keep showing you every single week. If we can do it, you can do it. Okay? It's as simple as that. Until next time, keep rolling those 20s.